What's up, Raptors fans? Welcome to the Warriors Report. Now, Scottie Barnes had himself some really high praise from one of the top players in the NBA. And yes, that is Kevin Durant, who had a lot to say regarding Scottie Barnes. And not only Scottie Barnes, but Nick Nurse and the Toronto Raptors team as well. So I'll discuss that in today's video. I want to talk a little bit about Scottie Barnes and the Raptors organization as well. So if you guys want to like this video, it does help get out to more basketball fans like yourself. If you guys want to hit the subscribe button, that'd be awesome. We are close to 3,000 subscribers. So if you want to subscribe, that'd be amazing. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. Now, the shout out for today's video goes out to Mansimran Sani, who had gotten the answer correctly before everyone. So Ed Davis was not a part of that trade that sent Rudy Gay to the Sacramento Kings. Ed Davis was actually part of the trade that got Rudy Gay to the Raptors in exchange for Ed Davis and some other players. But the players that were involved heading to the Sacramento Kings along with Rudy Gay were Quincy AC and Aaron Gray as well. So Mansimran, thank you for supporting this channel through your likes and comments. It is very much appreciated. And with that being said, let's talk a little bit about Kevin Durant now. Now, when asked about Scottie Barnes, Kevin Durant had really high praises, saying that Scottie Barnes's IQ and enthusiasm for the game is rare for a rookie. And Durant also added that Barnes is only going to get better and better. Now, this is something to get really excited about because Kevin Durant, we know, is arguably one of the most hardest player to defend in the NBA, not only today, but arguably all time. He's near 7-foot center and he handles the ball like a point guard. He has that length that allows him to take those jump shots, but also attack the rim as well. So you're getting this from Kevin Durant, and he was being guarded by Scottie Barnes. So he's saying this about Scottie Barnes, and I think he also added when asked, how old is he? 19, 20, he said, sheesh. So this is coming from Kevin Durant, who's one of the top players in the NBA. This is really exciting as a Raptors fan because anytime, let's be honest, anytime you get praises from one of the top NBA players, we know LeBron has done it in the past, it's exciting to hear that, just because we feel like as Raptors fans, we don't get the recognition we deserve. And we get Scottie Barnes, who's one of arguably the top rookies in this year's class. And despite all the controversy that was surrounding him when he was selected over Jalen Suggs, I think it's fair to say we got a really good one in Scottie Barnes. Now, I also want to show you this little stat here before I talk a little bit more about Scottie Barnes as well. Now, when you look at this stat, it says field goal made percentage assisted and field goal made unassisted. Now, this is huge because Scottie Barnes is leading by a large margin. When you take a look at the 69.2% on the right-hand side, it's great to see that because, look, it's showing you that he has the ability to dribble, attack the basket. He's able to create his own shot, which is something the Raptors have had trouble doing. And he doesn't rely on others to make plays for him. Again, you can tie it into him being able to play so many positions. You can play him at that point guard position because obviously he can get his own. You can play him at the center. You can play him in all sorts of different positions. And I'm really excited about Scottie Barnes. Now, obviously, as basketball fans, if you're a fan of a team, you're obviously going to get excited about your own player. But as I talked about, the fact that Kevin Durant is saying this about Scottie Barnes, and Scottie Barnes, there's one play where he ripped the ball out of Kevin Durant's hand, and he looked back. He did the signature little look back on a fast break, and he did a little nice reverse dunk. And then Kevin Durant, I unfortunately can't play with the video for you guys, of course, because of copyright issues, but Kevin Durant, as he was walking by Scottie Barnes, he kind of gives him a look over his shoulder like, who is this kid? Obviously, I'm sure Kevin Durant knows, but just shocked at the fact that this player is playing with so much energy, enthusiasm, great defense. And that was one of the things I mentioned about Scottie Barnes several weeks ago. I made a video talking about what I'm most excited about Scottie Barnes, and that was when we get to see him guard players like Jason Tatum. And personally, Kevin Durant was on top of my list because I really wanted to see how Scottie Barnes would do against Kevin Durant. And look, Kevin Durant got his points. There's no doubt about that. You're not going to stop him from getting his points, but definitely Scottie Barnes did do a really good job on him defensively. I also do want to show you guys this little clip of Scottie Barnes really playing good defense on James Harden here.
Walked right back into then the Rose Garden in Portland and lit it up for 17 with 6 dimes. Come on.
17
Barnes with the steal. Yeah, you had
Now that we talked about Scottie Barnes, I think it's also time to talk a little bit about Kevin Durant and the praises he was giving the Raptors organization as well as Nick Nurse. Now, Kevin Durant, I'll play this interview for you guys and then I'll talk a little bit more about this tweet here.
Yeah, this is a championship organization, and you respect how they approach the craft every day. And Nick Nurse is going to have them prepared. They got a lot of young guys that are, I'm sure, run through a wall for Nick. And, so to come in here and beat them midday game, they're going to play hard on defense, run their sets hard. And we had to match that intensity and find energy, especially being on the road. So I'm proud of how we did that. And, So yeah, this is a great one. I mean, we respect this team, and this team is beating some good teams, and even though they're young, so they're well coached and they play hard every possession. So I feel like this is a good win for us.
So as you see, he's got really high praises for the Raptors organization. And he's also was saying that the schemes and the adjustments that the Raptors and Nurse makes throughout the game can keep you up at nighttime. Now, this is for everyone that's been giving Nick Nurse a lot of flake, through our ups and downs in this early season and also last season as well. A lot of people were saying maybe Nick Nurse isn't the right coach for a rebuild or retool, whatever you want to call it. But there's a lot of question marks from fans saying that Nick Nurse doesn't know what he's doing. But look, you got one of the top players in the league complimenting Nick Nurse, saying he's going to keep you up at nighttime. Kevin Durant, who should have absolutely no trouble scoring, is saying this. It's really high praises for not only the Raptors organization, but Nick Nurse as well, who's done a really tremendous job in not only throughout this season with the Raptors organization. Obviously, he's got us a championship, but just how he's able to guard star players. We know Joel Embiid has been quoted on saying as well that Nick Nurse and the Raptors organization are great because they do such a good job of defending me. And we saw that season where the Raptors held almost, it seemed like, every star player from the opposing team to really low percentages and really low points per game. So Nick Nurse is awesome in doing that, and it's fun to see that as a basketball fan when you're getting compliments from the top player in the league, regardless of how you may feel about Kevin Durant. I think it's awesome that the Raptors are getting this recognition. And look, it's not only the Raptors organization, it's also Kevin Durant as well, right? The last time he talked about he was here, it was one of his lows, and he said he got injured. And look, you can make it as it is. Maybe players were cheering, or I should say fans were cheering for Serge Ibaka getting on the fast break, but there were definitely some fans cheering when Kevin Durant got hurt. And for Kevin Durant to still say such positive things about the Raptors organization just shows you how much he's grown as a player. He's not that player who used to fight on Twitter with other people. He's really come along, and it's great to see Kevin Durant really mature as well. Not hold grudges against the Raptors. He speaks such highly of the city, the organization. So it's great to see that. And look, you could arguably tie this all together with the mastermind that's Masai Ujiri and what he's done to turn this organization around, right? He, of course, starts with the hiring of Nick Nurse, trading for Kawhi Leonard, and just what he's done with the entire Raptors organization. And for those of you guys who have been following the Raptors, pre before we made the playoffs about 8-9 years ago, we know it was a really up and down roller coaster with those Chris Bosh eras, and even before that we drafted Andrea Bargnani and those Vince Carter days as well. The late Vince Carter days when he requested a trade. The Raptors were really not a great organization, if we're being honest, and Masai Ujiri has done a tremendous job of that. So for us to be getting respect around the league and recognition is huge for the Raptors. So I'm absolutely loving the Raptors, regardless of what the record may be. Look, we've lost 2 games in a row, but there is still a lot to look forward to this season. Still a long season, and of course, there's obviously fun guys to watch like Scottie Barnes and obviously other young players as well, like Delano Banton. And happy belated birthday to Delano Banton as well. So it's great to see this team grow. It's great to get this recognition. And I do want to hear from you guys. So what do you think of this Raptors team so far? Do you agree with Kevin Durant about the Scottie Barnes high praises? How are you liking Scottie Barnes? Let me know in the comment section below. And of course, guys, I forgot to mention the trivia quiz for today is which of these players has had the most All-Star selections? Now, this is not just when they were with the Raptors. This is throughout their careers. Is it A, DeMar DeRozan, B, Kyle Lowry, C, Chris Bosh, or is it D, Vince Carter? So let me know in the comment section below. And again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a good one.